guys, it's me, Julia, and I just got finished taping a haul video, but I didn't have time to go into too much detail about the Sigma brushes that I got for my birthday, and I wanted to do a video. I kind of wanted to do a video series about these Sigma brushes. I know a lot of people have already talked about them and have used them, but I kind of wanted to approach it from the point of view of somebody who has never used these before, talking to another person who hasn't used these before. So I'm hoping that this will be handy for someone who is, you know, some of you are kind of thinking about getting Sigma, haven't got them, don't know whether you should or not. So I'm going to kind of document my experience with them, starting with today with my first impressions, and then after, you know, some use, and then I'll do a final, you know, like after a month or, you know. So this might not be for you if you're already familiar with Sigma, but if you're not, I hope that you'll stay tuned and maybe we can learn together. Okay, so I asked for these for my birthday. I asked for some Sigma brushes, and I was kind of going back and forth. I was really hesitant for a while of whether or not to buy them because I had seen videos, you know, a lot of people really like them, but then there's people that have some complaints about them and stuff, and they are, even though they're like very economically priced when you compare them to like MAC brushes and other higher end brushes, they're very, very, inexpensive. But if you're comparing them to, for instance, you know, Coastal Scents brushes, and you're really trying, or like brushes that you buy at the drugstore or whatnot, then they are pricey for that price point, like depending on what your idea of a good price point is, right? So they're either really cheap, like a lot of people think, oh, those are super cheap brushes, but I know that there's people that feel that these are quite expensive. And I was one of those people, you know, it's like, okay, well, I don't know if I want to spend that money, but at the same point in time, I don't mind spending money on stuff that's good, but I wasn't exactly sure of how good they were going to be or whatnot. But my birthday's coming up, and I thought, okay, well, it's the time. If you're going to try something new that's a little bit pricier, like make it a special purchase for yourself or an investment purchase for yourself. So for my birthday, it was perfect because I didn't have to pay for them. My husband did. Ha ha. So what I did was I went on the website and I looked, and I guess what's taken me so long to decide what I want is because I really wanted to make sure that I was getting exactly what I wanted, because I already have some brushes, like quite a few brushes. I didn't necessarily want to go and buy a kit where, like, they've got some great kits with like, but to get all the pieces that you really want, sometimes it looks like you have to buy a kit plus some more brushes, or you buy the kit and there's some brushes in there that you don't use, or there's brushes in the kit that are missing, you know, that you really feel like you need. So they've got, you know, kits that supplement the other kits, and, you know, you can end up spending like $400 on brushes. So what I did was I really kind of waited for a while to see how my brush collection was lacking, and then I went and picked out the brushes that I really felt would complement what I already had without having to buy a bunch of superfluous brushes that I didn't use. So that's what I did, and I'll show you that in a second. So I marked everything down. My husband ordered them. They came right away. They came nicely packaged. We actually ordered them here in Canada, but had them shipped to an address in the States. So it was a little bit cheaper for us that way, so you don't have to, you know, pay the duty and stuff like that. So it came packaged like this. This is how it was. Well, it was actually like this when I opened up the box, which is really nice. I love when they take the time to package these properly, and I'm sorry that my fingernails are all half chewed off, but it's my birthday. I don't have to do my nails today. So these are the brushes that I had asked for, and then my husband went back and got me a brush roll on his own. I know, surprising. He went off the list. I think I might return the brush roll and get the drying system that they have, because that's really interesting. I mean, I don't necessarily need a brush roll, although it is probably handy to have them to have one to travel with. But I keep my brushes out in my brush holder so that I can see them and get access to them. But for the purposes of this brush experiment or overview, I'm going to probably keep them in here just to keep them separate from the rest of my brushes. Okay, so as I said, this is my first impressions, and I'm talking to you as though you don't know what Sigma is, okay? All right, so The brush roll is, I'm already impressed with the brush roll. It's not leather. I didn't expect it to be leather. I knew that it was, you know, it's going to be vinyl for sure, but it's really buttery soft. It just feels really nice and soft. It doesn't, you know how sometimes vinyl bags are like really stiff, they're hard to roll and they kind of crack where you fold them and they sit up stiff. This is really like soft. You can see that I can kind of scrunch that up like that. It doesn't have a very bad smell to it. It would be like really hilarious if I found out this was real leather. I'd be like, oh, no, there's no way this is real leather. Okay, so it's got a space here for, you know, like the, this is for the special brushes, the new face brushes that they came out with. And then you've got spots here to put all your brushes and then a nice little flap to keep them nice and clean. I like the way that this strap folds over and zips up or snaps up in the back. It's really nice. I think I'm really impressed with that. So that was good bonus right out the front, right out the gate. Then my brushes that I picked out came in a nice little bag like this, and you get all this other material with it. When you order brushes, you get a free gift with purchase was a little travel size, I'll get it for you here, little travel size blending brush. So it's like the 217, but it's small. So that was my free gift for purchasing. Okay, what else? And then they send you these little brochures that tell you about your brushes, explain the brushes to you and how to use them. And I think their promo materials are really, really great. Very nice. So like I said, I didn't buy a kit. I picked out the brushes that I want, what I wanted, because there's sometimes I look at those kits and I'm like, I would never use that brush in a million years, or I don't really need that. I'd rather have that. And oh, I wish the kit had that one and not that one. So I just put together my own kit. Okay, so this is the kit that I put together for myself. And now that I've got the brush roll, it's like I have an actual kit. Oh. Okay, the one that I was most excited about was the flat top synthetic Kabuki, the F80 brush. And I purchased this because it's similar to my complexion brushes from e.l.f., or the powder brushes, sorry. And I love these for applying cream foundations, liquid foundations. I just love them for putting on my foundations. So that's why I wanted to get this one, because I'd heard a lot of good reviews on the flat top Kabuki brush. It's a lot denser, and it might even be a little bit softer. It's a lot denser, it's more compact. You can see the difference in the size on the heads there. And the biggest problem that I'm having right now is, in both of these, the glue is going on the ferrule here. So the brushes, I have to keep like heating them up with my hairdryer and melting the glue and putting them back on. So I was kind of getting disappointed with that. And these brushes, as I have them longer, you know, they're starting to kind of lose their shape a little bit. They're still great, still love them, but I wanted to try a different version of that. And I love the fact that this is a little bit smaller, a little bit denser. It just seems to be a little bit softer. I think it'll be better for buffing. So feels good. Everything's nice and secure. It's got nice weight to it. It's a nice smooth handle. Very good. Really nice soft Duo Fibre bristles there. I was really happy with that one, but didn't want the round top one and the other two that came in the kit, so I just purchased this one. Okay, then another foundation brush. I've been using like the traditional foundation brush lately, and the one that I've been using is my Eco Tools one, and I love the Eco Tools one, but seeing as it's the only foundation brush I have at the moment, I wanted to give this one a try. And what I like about this one is it seems nice and big, which is good. It's nice and soft. So this is the F60 foundation brush. And what does it say about this? So this is, can be used to apply liquid or cream foundation, recommended to apply moisturizers and conceal large areas. Synthetic bristles, nice and soft, nice and dense. Very nice cut. This is one thing that, you know, you can say about, you know, like the e.l.f. bristle, the e.l.f. brushes and everything. Sometimes they're not very evenly cut, so that's good. And yeah, I do like using it to apply my primers and my moisturizers because it moisturizes the bristles and then makes your foundation glide on a little bit easier. Just been liking that for putting on foundations lately. Don't know why. Okay. Then I got the small Duo Fibre brush, the F55. Because the only other Duo Fibre brush I have is this Coastal Scents one, and it's humongous. So I love these for putting on cream products on my cheeks. So just dabbing on like a cream blush or a cream bronzer. I love those for that. And I was wondering, because they seem so, the white Duo Fibre seems so long, I thought, oh, this is going to be really flimsy, but it's actually not. It's got a good, it's good. And I like the smaller size. And again, it's on there really well. I don't hear any clicking because I've read some people, you know, say, or saw some videos where people kind of complained that they came out of the package kind of shoddy, but no, so far so good. So like that one. Brush, specially designed to generate an airbrushed finish when used to apply liquid foundation, blended synthetic and natural bristles. So I don't really like it for liquid foundation, but I do like it for cream blushes and stuff like that. Okay, the other one I was really excited to get was this small contour brush, because it's really good for getting in underneath your cheekbones, and I just liked the size and thought it would be good for that, because sometimes when you're trying to contour, if you're using a brush that's too big, you end up, you know, with just way too much, so that'll get right in there. I think this would be good too for putting, again, cream blush on the apples of the cheeks. It's good for getting into the contour. It's great that, you know, you don't have to use these brushes for one specific purpose, right? You can multi-purpose with them. So nice, dense, well packed in there. Got a couple of flyaways, but everything is even. One here that got one stray hair there. Got a couple of stray hairs on the outside, but overall in no worse shape than, you know, your average brush. Okay. Then I got the Tapered Highlighter brush, and this was another brush that I was very excited to get, and I purchased the smaller one as opposed to the big one, again, just for, you know, sometimes I find brushes can be too big, so I'd rather have like the smaller brush than the great big huge brush that you feel is like out of control. So this is perfect for applying highlighter, and I also think this would be good for getting in here, but I think if you were contouring with this, you'd want to go out and blend it, because you're going to get like a really fine line there. So the Tapered Highlighter brush delicately sweeps powder under eyes, and the precise tip in this brush enhances cheek highlighting and contouring. And this is a natural bristle brush. So yeah, you can get your powder under here. And I mean, that's the good thing about these brushes too. You can pick and choose between natural and synthetic. You don't have to buy natural bristles if you don't want to. Okay. Then, this is an eye brush, but I like to think I use it for my face brush. I got the Tapered Blending brush, the E40, and this is very similar to MAC's 224 brush. And I love using my 224 for applying my concealer under my eyes, around my nose, and all that stuff. But it's also it is a really good blending brush for eyeshadow. But because I use that one for concealer, I wanted to have one to leave clean for actually, you know, just purposing it solely for a blending brush, because I liked the way that the 224 blended, but it's got a lot of, you know, concealer in there. So I'm going to keep this one for my concealer and use this one for my eyes. This one's got a really long handle on it. It's very light. Okay. Then I needed a small shader brush because I want to keep you know, because sometimes you want to pack color on really low. So I got the E20 short shader. This is a very dense brush. Bristles are packed in there really good, so it's nice and, you know, small, and you can get right down by the lash line. So this is the E20 flat, short, slightly rounded, and dense brush, perfect for precisely applying colors on the lid and smudging along the lash line. Natural bristles again. Made in PRC, wherever the heck that is. So underneath here as well. And I didn't have a brush for that, so now I do. Then Michelle 1218 only uses this E05 for her liner, and I thought I would give it a try because right now I'm using these little kind of precision brushes from e.l.f., but they're flat. And yeah, I just thought, okay, everybody talks about these little pointy brushes for doing eyeliner, gel eyeliner, liquid eyeliner. And yeah, so even though it's long, like it's a little bit longer, it's not too long, it's not flimsy, it's very controllable. So that should be good. Then the Shader E55, for some reason I decided that the 4 shader brushes I already have are not enough, and I picked up another one. This is soft and dense with a rounded finish, can be used to apply pressed or loose eyeshadow and pigments. Natural bristles. This is a little bit bigger so you get more on there. It's good for just applying, you know, like a nice wash of color to the eyes. And then lastly, I picked up a blending brush, E25. Now this is slightly different than, what did I get here? My gift with purchase. My free gift with purchase was a, oh no, it's a blending brush, a travel size E25. But the travel brush seems like it's packed in there a little bit denser. It's a little bit more tapered. This one's splayed out a little bit more. But I love these. I now have 4 of these brushes. I think they're great. They're like some of my favorite brushes. I think they're fantastic, the style of brush. They're perfect for, I like using them to apply cream. I like using them to apply just shadow if you want it a little bit softer. They're great blending. What I like about them is the fact that they're kind of like chiseled and flat, so they get right in there into the crease really well. Really nice. I love these brushes. So I've got a travel size one and a regular size one. And what does it say about these? So this is a blending brush. Oval shaped brush with gently chiseled sides, blends and softens the look of powder or cream shadows. Ideal to apply eyeshadow, primer, base, eyeshadow colors, and blend harsh lines. Natural bristles. And my favorite way to use this brush is to pack on the color really heavily at the lash line, like just pack it on with a shader brush. And then I take my brushes, well, this one's the E25, or I'll take my 217 and just blend it up into the crease if I want to just do one wash of color. So I love these brushes. If you don't have a MAC 217 or you don't have the Sigma E25, I really suggest getting them because they're really good. So there's all my brushes. And I've got room to grow here in this little kit. So there you go. Okay, so there's my brushes all tucked away in their little roll. The first impressions of just the actual delivery are really favorable. I was really happy with the way that they showed up. Really happy with, you know, the ease of purchase and all that. It's really great. Yeah, so I'm going to use those. I'm going to clean them up, get them all washed up and ready to go. I'm going to use them for about a week or two, and then I'll get back to you towards the end of the month to tell you how I'm liking them, and then I'm going to use them for a long period of time and then kind of do, you know, like a follow-up to see how they lasted over time. Okay guys, so thank you very much for watching my Sigma video, and I'll see you when I come back to review them again. Okay, we'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.